In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can optimize your CV so that it can conform to the Canadian resume format, okay, for 2023 and beyond. I'm going to be showing you as well how you can optimize your CV so that it becomes attractive to Canadian employers. Like you already know, the style for resume varies from country to country, and for Canadian style, for you to be able to get an employer to reach out to you, your CV needs to be in tangent with the Canadian style. Second thing you'll be learning from this video is what should be included in your CV and what should not be included in your CV. You want to know the things to avoid. The third thing you're going to be learning from this video is the length of the CV. What length should your CV be? Now, if you do not want to miss out on any of this information, you need to watch this video to the very end because there are certain information that I still have to add. The chronological resume structure is ideal for Canadian style. Now, this places your experiences in front, okay? It focuses or gives attention to the experiences you have already. And this is the structure that most recruiters are used to. The chronological Canadian structure consists of various sections, and the first section contains the resume header. This is where you find the name of the candidate, the job title of the candidate, and the contact information of the candidate. So at the header, you want to add your name, you want to add your job title, what job you're currently doing or what job you have done in the past, and then your contact information. That is all you need to have in your resume header. The second section is the resume summary and objective. So what is the objective of this resume? What is the idea behind the resume? The third section is the work experience. Now, you want to itemize your work experience, the experiences you've had while working in this particular role or you are looking for. What are the things you have done in the past? You need to detail them, responsibilities need to be outlined. The fourth section is your education. What schools did you go to? What school did you go to? Do you have a master's? Do you have a bachelor's of science? Do you have a PhD? This is where you need to itemize them. Now, the fifth section is your skills. What skills do you have? What are the things you can do without issues, what are the things you can do easily without stress? And then the last section, which is the sixth section, is the additional section. This part, you can put in anything you want to put in this part. Now, let's move on to the things you don't need to put in your CV. Okay, you need to know that there are certain things that are obscure that shouldn't be found in your CV. The first thing you don't want to have in your CV is your photo. A picture of yourself is not needed in your CV. Any personal information that has to do with you is not needed in your CV, aside from your name and your contact information. That is all the employer needs to know about you. The second thing that doesn't have to be in your CV is your age. Your age is not necessary. Your ethnicity, your race, where you are from, nobody needs to know about that. Your marital status is not important. All of these things do not need to be in your CV. If you're getting value from this video, please, I just want you to click on the like button. Punch the like button. It tells me that I'm doing something good, and it also tells YouTube that this video should go to more people. Do this and I'll be grateful. The third thing you don't need to add in your CV is your salary needs. How much you want to make from this job. You don't need to have that in your CV. Your sexual orientation is not necessary in your CV. Your religion is not necessary. Nobody cares about the religion you are into. Now, I'm going to walk you through some recommended methods of creating a CV. This is the ideal method of how you can create a winning CV to attract the right employers or to attract Canadian employers to you. And the first thing you want to do is to adapt your resume for the job role. What does this mean? You need to understand that the current job market does not accept general or generic CVs or resumes, okay? You don't want to have a particular CV and using it to apply for different roles. Nobody will call you. Nobody will invite you for a job. You need to adhere to the specifications that have been listed on the job opening. So what does this mean? You need to look at the job opening. What are the features? What are the things, responsibilities they have listed that this person will be doing? So you want to get those keywords that have been put in that job opening and add it to your CV. Get those keywords, add it to your CV so that they match the role. So that when the employer sees it, they know that you are fit or you are capable or you are a good match for that role. One thing you must understand is that recruiters use web programs, okay, to examine resumes. Web programs like softwares, so they don't go through these things manually. Those keywords are already programmed in this software. So when they see your CV, if those keywords are not there, they just toss it away and they attend to only those who have these keywords in their CV. So don't think that it's a man sitting behind the computer and going to read CV by CV. Nobody has that time. It's a software doing this work most of the time. So if these keywords are not found, they don't even bother looking at you at all. They go to those who have it and toss yours away. You also need to submit a cover letter when you are submitting your resume, okay? A cover letter is just a supporting document. It just helps to defend, try to persuade the employer to make the employer know that you are the right candidate fit for the role, okay? In your cover letter is where you can explain in details your achievements, give them breakdown, detailed information of how much you have achieved in your past or your present job, okay? So a cover letter is important. Remember that there are a lot of people who are fighting for the same position. A lot of people reach out to me and say they've been applying and nothing is happening, nobody's reaching out to them, but no feedback from any employer. You want to understand that these roles are competitive. A lot of people want to come to Canada, and people don't want to spend money to come. They don't want to go through the school route. They don't want to do the expensive route. So the work route is the less cheaper option to come into Canada. So a lot of people are going through this option. So you cannot expect that as you submit your CV, they will get back to you. It's a competitive role. It's a competitive way of coming to Canada. So you must optimize your CV so that when they see your CV, they know that this person is the right match. So your cover letter is where you have to do this. This cover letter helps you defend yourself. It helps you put you in the right perspective in front of the employer. You must also avoid lying in your CV. Please remember that this is something you're going to defend in the interview, okay? When it is time for the interview, you are going to defend this, okay? When I came into Canada and I started applying for jobs, it took me a lot. I submitted over 100 CVs. Before I got the first call. So don't think that because you are submitted or you submitted to 50 people, they're not gotten back to you, then there's a problem. No, you need to keep submitting CVs. You need to be aggressive as well. The second recommendation that I want to give you about how to optimize your CV is to list your experiences clearly. When I mean clearly, you need to be clear, crisp, and precise. Your experience is the most critical stage or phase or aspect of your CV. The job market in Canada favors mostly those who have experiences, not those who have education. So sometimes if you don't, nobody will ask you for the school you went to. If you can do the job, they give it to you. So the experience comes at the top of the CV. Include your most present role, your most present role or the current role you are doing right now at the top. Start with your name, the job title, your employer, place of appointment or place of employment, and date of employment. All of these have to be stated clearly in the experience section. Peradventure you lack experience in the field for which you are applying for, you can focus more on your education, okay? If you don't have any experience in this particular field, say you've not worked in that field before, or you had studied something in that line, focus on that education rather than the experience. You want to include projects you have done, your soft, your hard talents, internships you have done in the past or currently in that field if you don't have experience. The third recommendation I'm going to be giving to you about how you can optimize your resume for the Canadian style is mind the length. You need to mind the length of your CV. If you do not have a lot of experience, say you are a fresh graduate or you just have a few years working in that role, your CV should be just a page. One page is enough. Nobody needs it to be more than one page. Nobody has time to read lengthy words. But if you have experiences of say more than 5 years, 6 years, 7 years is in the role, then you can make your CV more than a page. So it can be 2 pages. The fourth recommendation I'm going to be giving to you on how you can optimize your CV is to mention your education. You want to be clear about how much school or how far you've gone with school. What schools you attended has to be stated in your CV. You want to list your degree, the school, the location of the school, the date you graduated or anticipated graduation date if you are not yet graduated from school. If you're still a student who is in school, you want to focus on your GPA, okay? You want to state your GPA there. This helps them to understand the level of student you are. The fifth recommendation I'm going to be giving to you is to list your skills. Guys, there is nothing you cannot say in this part, okay? The skills you have, the hobbies, the interests, things that interest you, you can put them in this part, okay? If you have second languages, oh, that is great. That's a great one. It's an edge for you. It gives you an advantage over others. Say you understand French, say you understand any other language. This is where to add it. If you have credentials, you have awards, certifications, this is where you want to state them clearly. If you've done publications, in the past or presently, you want to add them here. Volunteer work you have done, all of these can come to this section. You do not need to add references in the Canadian style resume format. You don't need to add references. References are not needed. You don't even need to state that references will be provided on request. Now, when you get the job offer, when the interview stage comes and you get the job offer, the employer would ask you for references. Then you can go ahead and give them these references. But please make sure that whoever you are giving to them as a reference is someone you can trust, or someone you trust, and someone who have worked with you, for at least 2 years, or who have observed you for 2 years working in a particular role. I'm going to show you 2 live resumes so that you can understand in details what these things are. Okay, so now watch this.
This is the format of the CV. You can see from the top header, which is the header, the resume header, like I explained, you find the name of the candidate, Raymond Hamilton, and then his address and his email address, which is his contact address, and his phone number. That is all you need to have on this part of the CV. Now, moving on to the next is the education of this person. You see that he went to school in Ryerson University. He had a master's degree in research area wireless communications. Okay, and then the date when he had the school was August 2019. You can see his GPA here as well, and his awards while he was in school. Now, he has his Bachelor of Science in Concordia University. Now, he did that in February 2013, and he also has his GPA here. This is not compulsory, but if you want to add your GPA, it's fine. Now, moving on to his experience. Now, you can see these experiences he has had. Blue Space Canada, that's where he has worked, in Toronto, and he had this in June 2019 to present. So this is his current job. Okay, so that is why it's the first. So you want to make sure that what you are doing currently, your present job, is the first experience you are listing on your CV. So now these are the things he did. He listed out his responsibilities while on this job. You can see he's very, very specific. Learned the complex architecture of a payment processing backend application of a major bank within a month, and wrote 40 plus test cases on 6 different user stories. This guy is being very explicit about his role, what he's been able to do on the job. Now, he went on to say that he has also had an experience working with Ryerson University as a teaching assistant. Anything you have done prior to what you're doing now, you need to list it. Now, you're listing it in order of how you did it. Okay, so the next one. Now, for this person's experience, I want to show you what this person did. Now, this is a customer service representative role he did in 2016 to February 2023, and that person listed the place of employment, which is in NGCOM, Nigeria. Now, the person listed responsibilities. It says response to telephone inquiries, providing quality service to customers and associates, inquiring about the availability of products or status of orders. And the person went on to list other responsibilities that they have done in this role. Now, note this. This is why I brought this CV out. Now, the person also went on to explain their achievements in details. Successfully persuaded 80% of counseling customers to continue using phone and internet services higher than company average. Resolved 90% of incoming customer requests and problems, referring only the most complex to the office manager. Now, this tells you, recruiting manager, whoever is reviewing this CV, that this person is an independent person. He does not need his superior to be able to handle tough customers. He can handle tough customers without escalating it. Okay, now they went on to say officially commended for initiative, tenacity, persuasiveness, intense customer focus, and dependability in performance evaluation. Like I told you, you need to be very clear about what you have achieved on the role.
Now let's talk about the cover letter. What is the cover letter? I already said it's that the cover letter is a supporting document, to your resume. The cover letter is a letter, or it's a document you want to add to your CV. It helps to defend who you are. It helps to persuade the employer, to enable the employer know that you are a complete match and fit for the role you are looking for. Now, remember that I said that a lot of people are applying for the same position. So you want to stand out. You want to be distinguished. So you're going to put down the achievements you've had in your past or present role. Let me give you an example of the kind of thing I'm talking about. Say you went to company A, and when you got to the company, you were a marketing manager, and the turnover of that company for the year used to be 60% in 2022. Now, you were employed in 2022, and when you came into the company, 6 months after, the turnover for that company went up to 80%. You want to state that categorically. Do not be shy. State it the way it is. I came into company A in 2022, and at the time I came in, the turnover for this company was 60%. I was able to do this, that, and at the end of 6 months, we're able to raise the turnover to 80%. State what you have done in clear terms, arithmetically. be accurate, as precise as possible. I'm going to be showing you a sample of a cover letter, what a cover letter looks like, so that you can create your own to look like this. Watch this.
Guys, this is a sample of what a cover letter looks like. Okay, you want to have your address at the top, okay, and then your contact information, which is your email address and your phone number. Remember that it's a letter, so you need to have a date, okay, carries a date, then who you are, like writing the letter to, the hiring manager's name. If you don't know the name of the hiring manager, you can put Sir or Ma, and then the company's name, okay, and if you have the email address of the hiring manager, you can put it here, but if you don't, no problem. Then you, of course, you don't know who the person is, you don't know if he's a man or a woman, so you're going to put Mr., Mrs., or Miss, or whatever it is. Now this is a letter. This letter is in regard to my interest in applying for entry-level paralegal position at so company. With my skills and qualifications, I am more than capable of providing paralegal support services to protect your company's innovations and intellectual property. While pursuing an associate degree in paralegal studies from Southern Community College, I have developed knowledge of intellectual property law. As a member of the Junior Paralegal Club, I was able to stay up to date on all current affairs in relation to corporate law. With an internship at a mid-sized law firm, I was able to apply this knowledge and gain hands-on experience in the field. During my internship with the Rochester firm, I was responsible for, now the person is stating what they were responsible for, the preparation of documents for criminal and civil trials by scheduling and conducting interviews with clients, witnesses, and other lawyers, creating and maintaining a paper and electronic litigation database, in-depth research and analysis of cases on corporate governance and litigation. Together, I believe my educational background and internship experience make me a suitable candidate for the paralegal position at your firm. I have attached my resume highlighting my academic and professional skills, and I look forward to hearing from you in due course. I appreciate your time and consideration. Sincerely, then your name. Guys, this person had rightly explained what achievement they did in their role. Now this is an internship position, so the person doesn't really have so much experience. So if you have a lot of experience and you've done a lot of stuff and you've achieved a lot while doing the role, you can state it clearly in your cover letter, guys.
I hope that this video has helped you to learn or know how the Canadian resume format is structured, and I hope that this will help you create a wonderful resume format. Let me know which of the resume formats you preferred from what I have showed you today. You can leave your comments on the comment section. I'll be happy to know, so that I know that you have learned from me. Thank you so much, guys. If you're looking for how to apply for jobs after learning this process, watch this video next.